Hi there, it's Ashley Black with Candid Consulting, here to address some of your common questions about Google App campaigns and how to make them function better. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about how to import conversions from Firebase over to Google Ads. So if that's a topic that you need help with, stick around and I'll walk through every step. Okay, so in order to import conversions from Firebase into Google Ads, you need to make sure that your Firebase account is connected to your Google Ads account. And you can do that, you can confirm if it's done that way by navigating over to Tools over here, Data Manager, and then seeing the various connected products that you may already have connected. If you haven't connected Firebase with Google Ads, you can do so by clicking this button here. I don't have access in this case, but you can do so if you do have access. And once you've connected your Google Ads account or your Firebase account with your Google Ads account, all of the events that are marked as key events in Firebase should automatically populate in your goals section or your conversion section within goals. However, I get the question a lot, why aren't certain conversions from Firebase showing up in Google Ads? And that's when we need to navigate back over to Firebase to confirm. So if we go over to your Firebase dashboard, and you want to make sure that you select the right project, and some people have Android or iOS projects in Firebase, so just make sure that you're looking at the right one or you're doing this 2 times. And you can see all of the various events if you navigate to the event section, and you can see all of them that are listed here. And the thing that you want to note is that some of them are automatically marked as key events. So if you come over to, let's give you an example of one that's not, usually app open, first open, is automatically marked as a key event. And what that means is that will automatically import over to Google Ads when you go through the setup that I just walked you through. But if there's maybe a more niche event or one that you're not seeing come over, or a custom event that you've created, what you need to do is actually manually go in here, mark it as a key event. And once you do that, you'll be able to see it in Google Ads, and those conversions will start reporting. When you do that, something to keep in mind is that Google will always do sort of a default conversion setting. So let me show you, if we come over to goals and conversions, I'll try and pull a conversion up for you, a Firebase conversion. Let me grab one. Quick search of Firebase. Great. So let's grab this one. A lot of times when it auto imports over, Google Ads will do a 90-day post-install conversion window, a 90-day click-through conversion window. A lot of times the attribution is set to data-driven. It may count every conversion, etc. And so you just want to make sure that you're going through all of those settings and they reflect what you want it to report. I typically will change the conversion windows, and if the attribution has been set to data-driven, a lot of times I'll change that as well. And so just making sure that any of the default settings that carried over from Firebase reflect what you actually want them to report on in Google Ads. And that's basically it. That's the sum of how you import conversions over to Google Ads from Firebase. I think the biggest one, the trickiest one, is that people don't realize that you need to actually mark the key events, change them to key events so that they show up in Google Ads. And I hope that helps.